Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today is an exciting day. As you can see, I got my sparkles on and my lipstick because I'm super excited that I get to share with you my recap of our first full official school homeschooling year. So get your drink, get you a seat, and let's get started. About what it is I would love to share with you guys about what it is that I've learned in these last 36 weeks. And first, let's just take a moment. We did it. I did it. It happened. We've completed our first year. Woo! Okay. I'm so excited if you cannot tell. In this time, I just felt to I wrote down 10 reflections of what I've taken away from this school year. And I want to share that with you guys. So let's get right into it. Number one, there is no ceiling for homeschool. What I mean by that, there's another way of saying it is the sky is the limit. Anything and everything that you want to create, the space you want to create, the environment you want to create, the curriculum you want to have for your children, there is no ceiling to learning and making whatever it is that you want as the educational experience for your children. It is at your fingertips. And so I needed to remind myself of that. And even if you've been a mom for some time, a homeschooling mom for some time, and you're just starting out, know that it's like you're jumping into a giant pool. Like there's so many things that you can learn and evolve into. Number two, all you have is all you need. I wrote this on my heart a while back. I heard it from a pastor that I really love listening to, and he had said it to me, and I wrote that down and I've applied it to everything. All you have is all you need, meaning we oftentimes get blindsided by comparison in this homeschooling world, in every world, honestly, the way the social media works. And I just want to know, like when I first started, yes, I didn't know what I was doing. I walking into an entirely different space that I've ever been in. I've never been a teacher before. And I wanted to give my child the best experience, right? So obviously you start going on YouTube, you start reading the blogs, Pinterest, all the things, trying to find what it is that you want. You're taking in all this information, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we want to be careful with over consuming or comparing ourselves to try to build whatever we think we need to build out for our children to learn. Honestly, whatever you have in your home, the things that you are starting out with, that is all you need to be your child will learn any way and every way. So our home is a learning experience everywhere. Number three, I have your children are retaining the information. This was super key for me because when you're starting out and you're trying to teach your children and you're like, do they understand what I'm telling them? Like, okay, we've been said this like 3 or 4 ways. I'm not sure if they're getting it. I hope that they're retaining it, that I'm staying on path of what I'm supposed to do for their grade. All these questions start to come about when you're teaching because you're charting new territory. And the one thing I want to just ease your mind, relax, is that they are retaining the information. Now, the bigger thing is that they might be retaining the information a completely different way than you do. And that was like ding, 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 like light bulbs in my head. Because at first I'm like, okay, is Zoe getting what I'm telling her? Like, or that I'm teaching her, that I'm showing her, like we're doing different ways, especially in math. Like, oh, I add this way, and I've shown her in different ways to add and subtract. And so at the end of the day, oftentimes what I do is I listen. I'll just sit back and I'll have them work out a problem, or throughout the day. Now school's over and she's playing with her little sister. All of a sudden, I'll hear the same thing that I've taught her, but she's communicating it her way. And so just have ease. Sometimes if you're not sure if your child is retaining the information, then maybe you need to take a little bit of time, spend a little bit more time in it, or put it down and then pick it back up when it's time to do it and not feel rushed. There's no timetable. So yeah, that was like a whole bunch of reflections in one. But overall, your children are retaining the information. All right, guys, let's keep going. So number 4 is your children are going to tell you all the things, all the things they do like, they don't like, what they can't stand, what they don't want to do. There's a laundry list of complaints, as well as the things that they love and they have joy of. And so I say they're going to tell you all the things, but give yourself grace. That's the reflection I took from it. We went through a season where every day or every couple of days I would hear, oh, do we have to do that? I don't want to do that. Can we have school in the afternoon? Do I have to do that assignment today? Can we just push it till tomorrow? Like, a lot of pushback, and that's fair, and it's okay. If they need to say what they need to say, let them say it. But that does not define you, mama, of teaching your children. It does not define that that they're not going to love school, or homeschool's not for you because your child's rejecting you or rejecting the situation at hand for that day. No. What that means is that they may need some space. They may need some time. They may need you to just let them vent it all out, let them be heard. But that doesn't define you. That just means you've got to be a constant in their life, a constant reminder that you're there, you're showing up, and that they are going to show up too. So that is number 4. Okay, so number 5, I have don't be afraid to change it up. Now that was definitely go in with this one. With number 5, the reason why I say don't be afraid to change it up is for even us. We started out with one curriculum in the beginning of the school year, and we loved it. We did it for the first semester. But over time, as we were doing it, it was a lot of remedial work, and it wasn't actually challenging my children, or my child is the way that she needed to be challenged. And so she was growing bored and then starting to not necessarily want to participate in doing certain curriculums. So I had to take in, and I had to listen, have a conversation with Zoe. And then once we realized that it wasn't working for anymore, I took the time during holiday break to look into other curriculums. I had something saved that I was interested in, and then I was like, okay, I think this is gonna be great. Pick that up, and honestly, it's been life-changing, and we've enjoyed the curriculum that we've wrapped up with. I will be making a video, by the way, of that. You guys will be able to see all the things that we're doing for the new school year coming up. But don't be afraid to change it up. Maybe a book doesn't work for your child and they're not understanding it. Maybe they need it in a different format, maybe in a different language. Maybe never feel that you are now strapped or confined to what it is that you're teaching your child, or that the resources in which you have. You have a library, you have Google, you have all the access you need to be able to figure it out. Number 6, mama, you need a community. And I say it just like that because when I started out with this journey in the beginning of the school year, I had no homeschooling community. I was the only person in my immediate circle that was a homeschooling mama. And so I was entering a new territory by myself, and I had a lot of questions, but I didn't have support in a way. And I kind of correlated this one with you need community, because oftentimes you need a homeschooling mama community. If that's one person, if that's 10 people, whatever it is, whatever it looks like for you. Heck, I'll be your community. I have no problem. My information's down in the description box. You can email me, we can chat, we can do all the things. I encourage that, please do. But definitely you mamas, when we're doing this is hard. And this is, again, a whole nother territory that we've never done before. Yes, we've raised our children. Yes, we're teaching them and we're doing it the best we can, but we also could use the support. And sometimes you just need a person that you can talk to, where you can let your hair down. So I encourage getting into community, connect groups, or book clubs. Like I host a book club every Tuesday night, and that's the way I get to interact with other women. So I encourage that, even for our children. There was a point under that also, not just having community for you, but also for your children. If that looks like a co-op, if that looks like a sport event, whatever it is that you can cultivate for your children. Some churches actually create homeschooling ministries, where they have a whole mom's ministry that is dedicated to those who are homeschooling their children, and that way they get some social interaction as well. For Zoe, she's in Girl Scouts. She's in a homeschooling troop. So she has the opportunity to be around other girls that are just like her, or that are homeschooled just like her, and then get to do all these fun, awesome activities and learn and grow. Okay, number 7, seek help. Of course, this also flows in with that. Reason why I say seek help, and it's super important to me to say that, because oftentimes us mamas have pride. We have a natural pride of wanting to be that mom, the perfect mom for our children. We don't need any help. We got this. And, we're going to figure it all out on our own because we're fixers, right? But honestly, you need to ask for help, and don't be afraid or ashamed or have too much pride to ask for help. When I started, the first thing I did actually is I reached out to a couple of moms that I had randomly started following who were homeschooling. And I DM'd them on Instagram, I emailed them, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm deciding on doing this, and I just kind of want to hear what has worked for you. It was one thing to watch on YouTube, but it was also another to have that private conversation of hey, so what is your format? How long have you been doing this? What are your key resources and things that you like to do? So I always want to encourage is find that seasoned mom that's got 3 or 4 kids or 5 or 6 that has been doing homeschooling for a cool minute, and you can contact them and say, hey, I am starting this journey new. What are all the resources? What is all the do's and don'ts that you can give me? All the wisdom. And so seek help. Ask them. Number 8, be confident. You got this, mom. You got this. Homeschooling is wonderful, and you'll have your hard days. You'll have your good days. You'll have all the things, but don't ever get down on yourself that you can't do it, because you can. So I'm like this, be confident. If you have to dress every day, I've been teaching my children that, even though we're at home, even though we're not necessarily going anywhere for the day, I still have a rule in my house that our pajamas are for when we go to bed, and when we get up in the morning, we put clothes on. That doesn't mean we're always dressed up. But if it's a t-shirt and shorts, it's t-shirt and shorts. But we get dressed, we go to the schoolroom, and we're ready to start our day. Okay, so number 9, there is no such thing as a perfect schoolroom. Yes, I said it. There's no such thing as a perfect schoolroom. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Our schoolroom is in our dining room, and we make it work. Yes, would I love to have a perfect schoolroom, or not a perfect schoolroom, but would I love to have the extra bedroom space that I could turn and formulate into the perfect schoolroom? 100%. But like I said up in the beginning, all you have is all you need. So if you're starting out in your kitchen, and that means that you've got to set up a couple of bookshelves, you've got to put a table out, making sure that it's functioning for you to teach for that day, and then when it's time to put it all away so that you can eat at that table. I do it every single day and been doing it for a whole year. You can do this. Don't get so blindsided by all the fun rooms, all of the classroom setups with the perfect chalkboards and the perfect drawers. No. Whatever you have is all you need. So there's that. And then number 10, I've been saying this for a couple of days now, or a couple of weeks now, since we were getting closer to the end. Mama needs a reset button. I'm tired. And there's nothing wrong with that. Being okay to say I'm tired and I need a reset button, because quite often your children do too. And that may look like something as every quarter. That may look like every semester or every year. Don't be afraid to say, I need to take a break, take that time off. We have 6 weeks off for our summer, and one of those weeks, we're not doing anything. So I need a reset button to be able to breathe, reflect on the full year, deplete and get rid of the things that I don't need that didn't serve us for that year, and keep the things that do. And so I encourage you to do that. All right, that was my top 10 reflections. Thank you so much for making it through this video. Thank you for sitting with me. I hope it's encouraged you. I hope it's inspired you to just sit and reflect. Please leave comments below if you have any questions. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.